Hey, what's up, hunters? I'm actually here bringing you guys a video today. Now, we are gonna be doing ATL or Arc Tempered Lunastra, however you want to call it. But yeah, we're gonna be doing Lunastra tonight. So this is the build that I'm gonna be using. I know that not a lot of people have 5 attack decorations, but this has always been the same build I've used. I really didn't change it much, or at all for that matter. Now, you can mix and match this build however you like, however it seems fit to you. Now, what I just did right now, I just finished changing the charm and adding expert decorations. So the only difference you see is actually, instead of it being 45 affinity, it's 35 affinity. So you only lose about 10 points of affinity, but it's pretty much the same build. Now, aside from that, let's see, I think if you don't have the Glutton, and Taroth is here until the 8th, which I think is a Tuesday, so you still have a few minutes or a few days to get it. But if you can't get this Glutton, at least try and save the rarity 6 version of the weapon. Now, a lot of people have received this weapon and they deleted it. For the most part, they didn't realize it existed. I mean, I didn't realize it existed until a few moments ago. Like, yeah, not even moments ago, like about a week I've known. But it's been a while. Like, I imagine this weapon's been in the rotations for a long time and not a lot of people knew it existed. Mainly because it's a rarity 6 and not a lot of people look at all their rarity 6 weapons. They just delete them. For the most part, most people are looking for rarity 7s and 8, just like myself. But the main difference between those two weapons, they're both Glutton, but the main difference is that you'll be doing about 3 points less of damage than the Assault Glutton. Now, you'll be doing 3 points less if you run 2 attack augmentations and 1 infinity. Or I think it's 3 attack augmentations that you have to run if you want 3 points less. No, I think it's the same. Now, it's not really that much of a difference or a deal breaker. It's still a great weapon to have. It's exactly like the Assault Glutton, but the main difference is, of course, the damage. It's the damage drop off. It's like 30 points less, which is from 240 to 272, I think it is, or 278. So about 38 points of damage. But again, you can just use that weapon. So we're gonna go right ahead. The strategy I'm gonna be using, we're gonna be using Impact Mantle and Ghillie Mantle. Now, the reason why we're gonna be using these 2 mantles, I'm gonna be using a strategy that I saw on another YouTuber's run, which I'll just link his video in the description so that you can check it out if you want to see him do it with the bow. He's doing it with Legiano's bow, while I'm gonna be doing it with the heavy bow gun. So I'm pretty sure this will work with any weapon, not just range weapons, but for the most part I used it for the heavy bow gun and he used it for the bow. But I've been using the charge blade like normal, just going into that room and fighting him there, or fighting her there for that. So you're just gonna keep hitting her and then going into this tunnel. Now she's just gonna do the normal animation, just go into that. Now you can let her pretty much turn around so you can drop the stones on her, and you can just be facing her instead of her facing away from you. That sucks. So the crystal's on this side. Let's actually get on this side right over here. Alright. So now we're doing about 24. Now we're doing more since she's covered in blue, like blue flame. It's the same thing like Teostra. When Teostra gets a little bit agitated, you actually end up doing a little bit more. Alright, so now let's actually get out of the way. And let's actually fill this up right now. Alright, so let's actually try and get out of here before he ends up killing us. Alright, so running the impact mantle is actually the best thing you can run, which is why we were running impact with Gilly. Since range weapon doesn't benefit anything from stun, you will literally have to create your own stun for monsters like Lunastra. But the whole point of you keeping the monster down is the sole fact of doing the most damage possible. Alright. Oh, thank God she missed. So this is actually quite silly because it's just making a somewhat complicated monster seem quite easy in comparisons. Because you can pretty much, it seems like you can just do this in under 5 minutes, which is what we're trying to achieve right now. Alright, so let's get this. Alright. To actually get her to come down. So just shooting her tail just to get that extra damage. Wow, I'm amazed that she hasn't died yet. There we go. So we did 4 minutes and 7 seconds. Now that's not too bad. We can most likely do this a lot better and a lot faster if it wasn't for some of the mistakes that we were doing, like actually using spread 2 instead of 3, which is one of the mistakes if you guys didn't notice. But for the most part, this strategy does work. It makes a somewhat complicated fight if you use range weapons and you want an easy run and you're somewhat competent with the glutton. Then I suggest you do this strategy. It actually does work. Now let me actually show you the build again. Like I said, you can easily just swap out the attack decos for expert or crit eyes, however you like to call them, and switch to charm maximum might for an attack charm, and you would only be down by 10 points of affinity, but you'll still have the same amount of damage. So if you guys like this video, leave a like, share, of course. I pretty much appreciate it. And let's see how many tickets we have. Yeah. Since we're pretty much doing this to farm tickets, and it's actually not bad for warp jewels either, because she drops warp decoration. I think the most I've gotten is 4 of them on one run. But if you do this over and over again, you can do it under 10 minutes. You can do it under 5 minutes. If you can do it under 5 or 10 minutes and you're just doing this over and over again, and you're pretty much getting rewarded for your efforts, then go right ahead. Because you're also getting tickets, which you can use for the melder. And you're also getting decorations. Now, of course, if you think that just doing regular tempered quests is easier, then by all means, go right ahead and do them. Because it is easier. But for the most part, I find this quite easy, and you can also rack up your Lunastra kills. But if anything else, guys, remember, share, leave a like, subscribe. I'll be catching you guys later. Peace out.